Hi there, Aquarius, and welcome to your love reading for the month of September. So, um, basically, this reading has three parts, and it's called the Deadly Problem Spread. I know, not very romantic, but the whole theme for September that I'm feeling right now is like a dark gothic love vibe. So, an energy. So that's why I'm going with this spread. Um, and I do plan doing a more, you know, soulmate type of reading um, later on. But this is definitely like you finding out more about what's going on in your love life. Um, so basically, we have like a situation happening here. Okay, Aquarius. So let's see what the situation is. And honestly, this is probably in regards to a soulmate. So, I'm just gonna blend. I'm gonna blend the spreads. We got the deadly problem spread um, at the base here, and this is definitely for like your soulmate energy. Um, and why not? Why not just blend, right? So, oh my gosh, no way. So, uh, right away we have the crone energy and we have the star energy coming out, okay, together. Obviously, Aquarius, this star energy is very you. It's very now. It's what you're feeling on. It's what you're drawing on. Um, I feel like it's inspirational. It's motivational. It's your spirit guides. It's your little love fairies. You probably yourself even could feel like very in tune with like love and spirituality at this time, and really pouring into yourself at this time, and really feeling, I feel like, empowered at this time. um, and the crone energy is your strength and your courage. So this isn't a bad situation that's happening. This is a very positive situation, which is interesting because normally that word situation has like negative connotations, but really there's a truth being revealed here. And that truth is you having strength and having courage and having great power. And I'm getting like prowess or like prowess or something like that. I don't know, but it's like great. I also feel like you have very great pride in the work that you've done thus far, and you feel very like wise within your years. It this is like ageless reading here, so it doesn't matter what age you are. The point is that you possess this energy. You embody this energy and these beautiful qualities of strength and courage within yourself. Um, so that's, I feel like, how your person views you. Now, as for your person, I'm getting this King of Wands, Five of Pentacles energy. So, um, I'll just show you the cards and then I'll tell you what I think they mean. But so you have this King of Wands. This is like obviously a man who is older um, and has a wand. Okay, he also possesses great magic and great energy, and he could have gotten this coming down from his bloodline. He could have inherited this great strength and great wisdom. There's a lot of creativity here. There's a lot of warmth here and passion here. Um, and then we have this Five of Pentacles, where this woman is obviously out in the cold, dressed in rags, penniless. There's nothing in her bag. Her bag is empty. And there's stones in the background with fire, light coming from them. Very magical, mystical stones, okay, that hold great power. But she's not seeing it. I'm kind of getting like a Frozen vibe from this, like an Elsa um, vibe from this, but like Elsa was a princess, right? But she still chose to like leave her castle and go off into like the wilderness, the winter wilderness, because she felt like a danger to herself, to her people. But that's where she found her power. Um, There's always the, you know what, even looking up closely at this image, even this, like, these could be stones, but I also feel like they could be like cloak people in cloaks, like a meeting or a meeting place. Um, and she's wearing a cloak too. Maybe she feels like she can't afford to like be with these other people or go spend time with these other people. Um, there's a little lizard here. There's a lot of like references to like animal guides, spirit guides. I think your person wonders if how you really truly see yourself, because Five of Pentacles and King of Wands, I mean, that's not at all similar energy. Okay, you've got a man here. He's sitting in a rocking chair by a warm fire. He looks like he's gonna do some mischievous thing with that grin on his face with his wand there. And then you have this woman who's like completely opposite situation. She's not inside in the warmth and the fire. She's outside. There's pentacles hanging above her. If only she would look up and see them, right? So maybe your person is worried or concerned about you, that you're not yourself. Okay, you're not, you're, I feel like you feel like you're an outsider, or like you don't feel like you belong maybe, and your person, that's what your person is like seeing currently. But you see yourself as this very strong, courageous, wise person, um, with a lot of star energy, a lot of beauty here, a lot of strength here. So why is your person maybe seeing you in a different way? I think that could be the situation. Um, that could be that, you know what, that could be the deadly problem, right? That could be the problem here, is like your person seeing you in a very different light than you see yourself. Um, so let's take a look here with the solution. Okay. The solution here is the Six of Chalices and the Seven of Wands. Here's a boy and a girl holding hands. There's a little canary in a cage. Um, they're walking together. They had like a little tea party together out in the field there. Okay, hand in hand, very innocent child love story. You know, boy meets girl, but when they're children, you know, still very young, haven't experienced, you know, a lot of the hardships the world, you know, so generously bestows upon us. Okay, and then the Seven of Wands. Okay, the mother at home hanging up the wands above the fireplace. Okay, that is your solution. Okay, your solution is, I feel like, just stand tall. Okay, even if you need to get a little stepping stool for support, even if you need that little boost of, um, like, don't, I feel like, don't feel ashamed that if maybe inside yourself you feel this star quality, inside yourself you feel this wisdom, then you look at yourself and you might think, you know, things are harder for you than most. You know, maybe it's your physical appearance that makes you worry about what other people think of you. Um, you know, messy hair bun. I know I'm a mom. My go-to is a messy hair bun. I don't like wearing an apron and a skirt. You know, this is like a different time period, um, you know, where women dress this way. But, you know, like I don't have like a kerchief or anything like that, you know, and fireplace heat, warmth, you know, it's an old cottage feel to it. Um, but there is still magic, and there is still wisdom in knowing that you are capable of great things. Your family is capable of great things. These are all like family, like wands, like heirlooms. Um, and then there's the Six of Chalice. This person has a like a childlike um, innocence. Like your relationship with this person is very rooted in, like, I don't know if you ever seen that movie where um, it's like, I think it is called like Boy Meets Girl or something like that. I don't remember, but basically it's like it's innocence. It's like you're not like in that stage of life where like you realize how difficult things may be ahead. You're in the beginning stages. Um, I'm trying to think of a good example. Um, but basically, the movie is like the girl is like, I think it's the girl. No, it's the boy who's like highly allergic to bees, I think, or something like that. I don't really remember. And the girl, like they're each other's first crush. They're each other's first love. I don't know if you've experienced that, but maybe you and your person met like in really early days of your life. You know, like before, you know, life got complicated, right? Before you became an adult, right? Um, so I don't know. The solution is, I think, for you to go back to that first energy and that initial energy that you felt with this person. Yeah, Queen of Athens. This woman is like cutting stems off these irises. There's a bird in the window here. Like this bird is watching her, has a message for her. Queen of Athens, Queen of Swords. I'm thinking of that song Iris by Goo Goo Dolls. There's like some there's like some painful memory or painful energy that is a very strong force of energy, but it's like I feel like your person understands that you've been through some really difficult times in your life, and they're starting to maybe like have more patience with you. I think patience is they say patience is a virtue, right? I think patience is an important. Um, there's an emphasis on being um, more precise when it comes to who you choose in your life. We have the witch. Okay, this is a woman who is very familiar with her strengths and drawing on the elements to curate or create um, what she needs for survival and for life, probably because of the hardships that she's been through, has like prepared her mentally, materially, physically, emotionally. Um, because each element here, each tool here, the sword, the cup, and the pentacle, and the wand, they all represent these elemental tools that we can use um, to survive and live our lives. Um, so this witch, she definitely knows that about herself. Two of Pentacles. Yeah, this young man, he's balancing two Pentacles. There's a fox here. The fox is very mischievous energy. The fox, sneaks into the chicken coop get the chickens and stuff. Um, but this young man, he's not really paying attention to the fox. That could be. I feel like his job is to watch the chicken coop, and the fox is like, oh look, this guy's just like, not really paying attention, right? Like he's just looking at his pentacles, right? He's just keeping track of like other things. He's distracting himself. He is distracted. He has a more immature naivety about him. He shouldn't be like practicing balancing pentacles right now. He should be um, like looking out for the fox. Okay, so I feel like you have like Aquarius. I feel like you picked people to be with romantically that um, only see like this one aspect of you that has to do with pentacles, but not see all the aspects of you. And what you're really looking for is somebody who has this, like, they're not going to base your value off like material things. Children do not, it may seem like children base things off material things because they go to the store and they're like, grabbing all these things off the shelves and putting them in the cart. And they don't know how much money is in the bank account, right? You don't talk to your children about that stuff until they get older, right? And as they get older, you start explaining to them more about the process of like finances and money. I mean, if you do that, I don't know. Like, I wasn't really raised that way, um, you know. But I think it is important to teach our children, like, this costs money. This is what money is. Like, teach them about financing and money, you know, as early as you can. But when they're like this age, they're or younger, you're not really like, you know, talking to them about bills and stuff like that. Um, I think you want a connection with this person that's like not materialistic. Um, like, you're not looking at the cost of things in such a harsh way. You're more looking at the cost of things in like, well, is this going to benefit us? Is this going to like, um, is this investment worth it? Like, there's something about investment. Um, but yeah, the Lady and the Lord, Six of Athens, and the Lady and the Lord. Okay, the Lovers, the Hunter and the Huntress, the Maiden and the Knight, or whatever. I don't know what they call them. And the Prince, right? It's like, it's a love story. Okay, it's a love connection. Okay, and there's someone coming in on a boat. Oh, the light just went out because I need to charge this. Okay, there we go. But yeah, I mean, all right, Aquarius, sorry about that. I had to charge my light. But back to reading. So I do get the sense, like, with the Six of Athens and the Lady and the Lord, this person that you met when you were a child, or like that brings out this childness to you, or this inner child to you, like, you bring out you bring out the best, I feel like, qualities in each other, because I feel like that child, like, not like immature, like, uh obnoxious attitude that's, exists in the world. But I do feel like it's more of a playful, fun, lighthearted energy. And I feel like your person is coming back to you. Okay. I feel like this hooded figure, this hooded man here with his horse on a boat, is coming back to you. Okay. Very close to the shoreline, very close to you. It's a union here. It's like the Six of Chalices and the Lady and the Lord. It's like you both are going to be together again. You're both going to be reunited again. And you're going to be holding hands. You're going to be like equally surprised, I feel like, by this, you know, reunion here, of both of your souls. Um, and it's just a very innocent, very carefree, but not like, obnoxious, or like, you're still responsible, mature adults, but it's like you don't need to take um, life so serious. You don't always need to be in survival mode. You can enjoy um, what this world has to offer you both, also as individuals. So if there is this like painful tension with this Queen of Athens energy, it doesn't have to keep you from being together. It just is something that you're both aware of. I feel like more you so than this person, but actually, you know what? I think you both. I feel like you both might like underestimate how strong you both are, even with this painful energy. So let's take a look at more about this energy. Ooh, okay, yeah, Five of Wands. Notice like there's like a little ant here with a little like breadcrumb. Um, you don't want someone who just leaves you breadcrumbs, okay? I feel like this could be like a third party or, a troll or someone who thinks they're like being sneaky or whatever. Ants like are obvious, you can see them in your kitchen or outside. Even my children notice ants. And they're actually very strong creatures. Like they can hold more than their own body weight, which is really incredible. And I think what's happened here is like somebody's underestimated your strength, but I also think there's someone here who also wants to be sneaky, because ants are sneaky. Like they do scurry about and try to like sneak onto food. A lot There are some people who like absolutely cannot stand ants, and then there are other people who are like not bothered by them at all. It depends. Like if the ants are literally trying to crawl on my food, like that I'm going to eat or trying to eat, then I'm like, get away. But if they're just like scurrying about, it's like, oh my gosh, like so and interesting here too is like that's the first thing my eye goes to, but there's a bigger thing happening here. There's a bigger picture here. There's these five young men here, that are in the woods doing magic, casting spells. They have a basket in front of them with like bread and wine. They have a spell book. They're probably up to no good, to be honest. This is where trouble starts. So, you might have a person that can hang out with immature people that are similar in age to them, or bring out like more of a like mischievous, I'm getting like Lord of the Flies sort of energy. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but basically a group of boys, their plane goes down or their ship or whatever goes down, and they have to survive off the desert island, and they get up to no good. Or a more familiar story similar to that is Yellow Jackets. I don't know if you've seen Yellow Jackets, but it's a group of girls. Their plane goes down and they are stranded in the middle of nowhere in this like forest wilderness, and they have to rely on survival and fire and water and shelter. And it turns the story turns very negative very quickly, because like the animal, the predator, the instincts of survival are more heightened, because you're scared and you don't know where you are and you're scared of dying. And like, this is getting really serious, really dark, really fast. But I'm not saying like that's what's going to happen to these these kids here. But I just think you have to be cautious and careful, because I do think like maybe your person, when they're with their friend from childhood, can like get up to no good, or like maybe say or do things that can be a little bit immature at times. Um, yeah, there's just like this sense of like there's growth, there's change, there's finding yourself again. I think your person wants you to um, not feel so stranded or so isolated. Um, yeah, Queen of Wands. You don't feel stranded or isolated. I think you just had like a very struggling. You had a very stressful, a lot of struggles in your past. Um, but you've come through that, and now you are at peace with yourself. And notice here we have the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands. So I think as you both get older, you both get wiser within your growth and in your changes and in your age, and you both learn about like creativity, but like you both learn how to be um, like playful and fun, but still be mature, and learn how to respect yourself and respect one another, but not at the cost of disrespecting the other person or making the other person feel like their past defines them in a negative way. Because when you overcome very hard struggles in life, very tough situations in life, that doesn't make you like, people shouldn't look at you and say, oh wow, you had a lot of hardships, you must be like bad luck, or your bad luck might rub off on me. It's like, what? Like, that makes no sense. It's like, it defines your strengths, it brings out your courage, it brings out your abilities to survive, um, and not in like such a drastic way either, because um, I feel like this woman, she's not alone, even if she feels that she's alone. There's even like this cute little like lizard on the tree here, that I think is there to remind her of, you are not alone, and you're okay, and you're gonna be okay. And there's something here about somebody could be immature about your past, or try to use it against you. Um, yeah, Eight of Chalices. So, this is emotional support when it comes to making a tough, difficult decision. Okay, this man, he's looking over at the grapes. There might be something wrong with the grapes. He's not really sure, like, what to do with them. There's a raven here. Or is that a raven? What is this? This is like a black bird. I'm not sure. It almost looks like a duck, honestly. And then there's 8 cups lined up behind him. Um, he has a difficult choice to make, but he has the support in making that choice. Like, are these grapes ripe? Are they ready for harvest? Is this like the right time? Like, or how do I like utilize what I have to support myself? Like, there's something here about supporting oneself, but I think it's like an individual thing too. Like Ace of Pentacles, yeah. All right, somebody has a choice to make here, but it's going to lead to abundance either way. It's going to lead to prosperity either way. It's going to lead to like a happy home, a happy life, and it's blessed here. Okay. As I'm doing it, I'm like doing this, and then I see this card. This woman is doing the same thing I'm doing. So 4 of Chalices. There's also a visitor here, a dragonfly. Uh, this woman, she's looks very unhappy, with the choices in front of her. But this other woman is coming to pay her a visit and remind her. I feel like remind you, maybe if you're not the one who's feeling very happy or supported, that you are supported, and that whatever choice is made here, whether this person chooses to um, understand where you're coming from and be in support of what your opinion is, you will be okay regardless. And I like feel like this is like deeper than just love and romance. I feel like it's connected with Pentacles, connected with finances. Yeah, there's Page of Pentacles. Yeah, this is like a young boy playing with magic and Pentacles, creating money, creating something, alchemist, manifesting more wealth and abundance, probably casting like a financial, like money spell, learning how to craft, very young age. The dog there is like a symbol of loyalty, and friendship. Again, it's like you are supported. Okay, this person is supported. Um, you're coming from like a very emotional point of view and perspective. This younger person is probably coming from a more material perspective. I just think that no matter either way, it's going to work out. You also could have children who are like very talented and very creative, and they want to like start like earning their financial success younger at a younger age. Um, and that can be a little bit scary because you're like, like you don't want to like rob them of a childhood, right? But like childhood is what it is, it's your experiences, and it's feeling supported and feeling loved. Yeah, there's definitely something, yeah, with that. And there's also this 4 of Athamas and this Cid. Okay. So you are working on creating something for yourself here as well. There's a lot of fairy light and magic happening. And then there's this man here who's just hanging out under a tree, relaxing, probably after like doing a lot of stuff. I don't know with the swords. Has to do with swords. So, wisdom here, intelligence, intellectual thinking processes. Um, yeah. So, I think you and your person are just very both like hard at work um, to create stability for yourselves, to create this Ace of Pentacles. You might have different ways of doing that, but you still are doing it for like each other, or to take care of the life that you have together, the children you have together. Yeah, King of Chalices, Page of Athmas, and Three of Chalices. And the Lord of the Shadow, Ace of Cups. Okay, yeah, so um, there's celebration on the way. Um, there's King of Chalices, a lot of like feasting, celebrations. You know, holidays are coming up very quickly, Aquarius. So you could be getting together with friends or family to start creating feasts and celebrating your abundance. And Ace of Chalices, there is your cup of emotional, like heightened consciousness, intelligence, awareness of filling your cup, not seeing the cup as half empty, but seeing it as half full again. This is like for you, it's like everything is going according to plan, but at the same time, um, you're starting to feel like more positive turnaround. Um, and I think that the Lord of the Shadows, um, looking here at this man with his son, um, you know, and there's a moth here too, death and transformation. Um, you see someone else's journey or path in front of you. Um, you see that there's shadow work that still probably needs to be done, or there's still a journey that needs to be brought to light. And it's the shadow actually shows us what needs light. That's so what's interesting about it and subconscious about it. So there's a very deeply embedded like relationship that has a lot to do with emotions and feelings, and a lot to do with the finances, and a blend of both. um yeah, Page of Athens, there's something about like your younger self that really manifested a very beautiful life for yourself, and you're starting to see those effects. And it's because you believed in yourself, and it's because you did not give up on your truth and your wisdom and your light, because this girl is drawing power from the moon here, and the owl is symbolism of wisdom. It's also symbolism of death and transformation. So it's very apparent to me that you're like, I feel like you're waiting for someone to come home to you. You're waiting for someone to, um, return. um, and that's that reunion energy. I'm getting Seven of Athens. Yep, the man returns home to the woman after his travels, and he's like been out in the woods hunting. Okay. Um, and it looks like she's holding a baby too. So, or her arms could be crossed. I'm not sure either way. Oh, she has a spoon in her hand. Oh, she's been like cooking or something. She's getting ready to make supper, and he's bringing home the rabbits for dinner. Um, so, um, yeah. All right, Aquarius. So, all in all, I do see like things shifting from their perspective and your perspective of even just each other. Because if you met this person when you were like younger than you are today, you were probably like, you know, different. Okay. You hadn't had the same experiences you do today. But then you went through some experiences, obviously, with this person, and that gave them an image of you, or, you know, vice versa, whatever. And that could have shaped and shifted their reality and their perspective of you and the world and relationships and people and love and romantic relationships. So you both changed and became new people through your experiences together. You still have and always will maintain that person you were before you met them, um, and so will they. But the important key thing to remind yourself of and to remember here is that, like, regardless of who you are now as a result of meeting this person, you still don't lose sight of who you were before. And that's why you still have different roles, right? You still do different things. In the Seven of Athens here, the man is like out hunting and getting the rabbit, and the woman is at home preparing the meal and getting the home ready, um, and just maintaining that. So they're two different job descriptions, two different roles here, but they still live together, and they still, like, he still comes back to her and she still waits for him. So I think there's that, um, you know, ability for you both to be together and be happy together, even when you do two different things, or you're on two different, pathways of life. You have different tasks, there's different means of survival. Um, and just to respect that about each other. And I think that's of what's going to bring about, the union of you two being together and reuniting, despite like having to go out and do different things, at different times. You still guys get to be together at the end. So that's really truly beautiful. And share a meal together and celebrate life together. So that's the important thing to remember. Even if you do, you probably have like what, two different, very different jobs. You have two different, you might even work at different places, like, but you still live together, right? You still, want to see that person, in a place that you would call home, right? So that's really important to remember. All right, so that's my message for you, Aquarius. Love and light always. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit that thumbs up button. Thank you so much. It means the world to me. Love and light always. Bye for now.